British philosopher John Stuart Mill said, "The liberty of the individual must be thus far limited. He must not make himself a nuisance to the other people," meaning the very concept of liberty actually has always had its own problems, difficulties, conflicts, chaos, and dangers that often goes unnoticed and unrecognized, obviously because they are willfully and intentionally overlooked and undermined by most of us in the modern context, because we all want political liberty from the constitution as well as from the governments and politicians that we choose and that we vote into power because of trust, admiration, love, respect, etc. But the thing is, liberty can never be actually given or taken by or from anyone under any circumstances and situations. Liberty cannot be given by external institutions or organizations, and we cannot take it either because it's always external and materialistic and conditional and circumstantial, and it's problematic, difficult, and conflicting also, because liberty actually has always been subject to manipulation, misuse, misinterpretation, and misunderstanding, and other kinds of bad problems are also associated with it. And that's why when the government gives absolute liberty to its peoples, then obviously it's almost always misused because the people function on the principles of irresponsibility, insincerity, immaturity, and obviously inexperience. They lack caution, discipline, desire, and moderation, restraint in themselves, and as a result of which they are not able to understand the value, significance, meaning, and distinction that liberty holds and that it carries about itself. Liberty should and must always be used with morality, meaning, significance, responsibility, and caution, so that it does not become a problem, nuisance, hindrance, or obstacle to the others around us, as well as to their development, growth, learning, cultivation, or to the achievement and actualization of their goals, ambitions, intentions, etc. So that's how liberty should and must be, and that's how it must also be used by all of us. But for that, we have to have the willingness, and therefore we should be given very limited liberty by the external institutions and organizations and authorities, so that we cannot misuse it, because we already have our humanitarian freedom that directly comes from our humanity. And if we are given external liberty, which is political, then obviously we're going to create a lot of unnecessary nuisance and unreasonable, undesirable trouble, suffering in societies and in our surroundings, and we will also create obstacles and hindrances to the other people's lives and paths and growth, prosperity, etc. So that's how